Well, happening now, Senate Democrats are looking to pass President Biden's $1.9 trillion relief bill before enhanced unemployment benefits expire in 2 weeks.
And no Republicans have come out in support of the package, which they claim focuses too much on non-COVID issues. Joining us now is someone who voted for the bill in the House, Congressman Earl Blumenauer. Good morning, Congressman.
Good morning.
Yeah, good to see you. So how do you feel about this passing in the Senate?
Well, I think the prospects are very positive. The package that we passed in the House would have massive effects in terms of just what you were talking about, in terms of vaccine, money there for health workers, helping struggling families and business. The work I've been doing to protect restaurants has $25 billion in it. The people overwhelmingly support this package. Even Republican elected officials, mayors, it is what the country needs at this point. I think as it works its way through the Senate, there may be some modest adjustments. We've already heard that the minimum wage increase that we've included and think is important will not be allowed under the Senate rules. But overall, the package is there. It makes a difference for American families, for American business, and most important, to defeat the coronavirus.
And then what would you say to those Republicans who claim the bill has too many other non-COVID issues wrapped up in it, and many of them citing that for their reason in voting no?
It is comprehensive and broad-based to be able to make a difference with the economy, be able to, they're not concerned, for example, in terms of, they talk about having schools reopen, but we put money in it to help schools reopen. There's $40 billion for colleges. These are things that make a difference for us to be able to return to normal, and they are overwhelmingly supported by the American people.
Okay. Have you spoken to, or do you have anything to say about Representative Kurt Schrader and his vote against the bill?
We're kind of in a COVID lockdown. I haven't seen Kurt. He marches to his own drummer. Overwhelmingly, this was supported by Democrats in the House, and more important, as I said, it's supported by the American public, including a significant number of Republicans poll in favor of this. That's what matters. And there will be votes for it in the Senate.
Now, one of the big sticking points here in this bill seems to be the minimum wage provision being included. There's some talk over whether that can even be wrapped up in a relief bill like this. What are your thoughts on minimum wage being part of this discussion?
Well, we approved it in the House, but as I mentioned, the Senate rules will not permit it under the procedures that we're doing. We're not giving up on it. And in the meantime, this bill has massive support for low and moderate income people. The checks are going out, $1,400 per person. There's an enhanced tax credit for families and particularly for children. So we're getting aid to people who need it. This isn't the last word on the minimum wage. It hasn't increased in 10 years. The American public wants that increased as well. We'll just have to do it in a different fashion.
Okay. And real quickly, tell us about your restaurant relief proposal.
Well, restaurants have taken the biggest hit of any sector in the economy. This is a $25 billion program that we developed, and it started right in Portland with restaurants in Portland and around the country. It would give them a lifeline to be able to stay in business. Over the course of this pandemic, we've already lost 1 out of 6 independent restaurants. This would provide direct cash assistance to them, which will help them stay in business. In a year from now, we'll be returning to normal. If they have been able to stay alive, they'll be able to occupy the critical place that they play in Portland neighborhoods, the food scene, and there's $1 trillion supply chain of people who provide support for the restaurants. And it's important to keep that alive.
Yeah, lots of things connected in with that business. Congressman Earl Blumenauer, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.